at the combine this past week. We're going to have some fun today and dive into the new class of incoming players for the Ducks this year, both transfers and incoming recruits, offering some superlatives for the upcoming season. We did this last year and I really liked it. Just kind of give us an idea of who we think is going to be good, who we think is kind of a diamond in the rough. Just a different way to look at this incoming class. But first, let's start with the combine, which took place this last week in Indianapolis. A couple of Ducks really stole the show, namely Kenyon, Sadiq, and Dillon Thieneman, which is no surprise. Which one do you want to talk about first of those two?
I mean, let's talk about Dillon Thieneman.
Okay. Dillon Thieneman,
I was not expecting him to be that fast.
4.35 40-yard dash, 41-inch vertical, 10-foot 5-inch broad jump. Good Lord.
Yeah, man. So I played with a guy named Colin Jones. Colin Jones played at TCU. Played defensive back for us, special teams guy. But he's definitely got his time playing safety for us. And he was very fast. He was one of the fastest guys on our team. And seeing Dillon Thieneman, get an opportunity to showcase his speed, getting a little bit more buzz. Obviously he was already talked about going into this draft. He's talked about going into this season as one of the better safety prospects. And for him to be able to go out there and showcase, hey, look, if you need somebody to go run someone down, I'm your guy, right?
Gotcha.
But more importantly, he's a football guy, and we know that, right? So, whatever things that people have to say about these guys, what are the positives, what are the negatives, right? And there's always going to be negatives, and the only thing that means is that you just got to work on those things. I saw some things, some chatter about, oh, he's got great linear speed, but I wonder if he's got the lateral quickness, right? The ability to play in space, attached to a guy, to converting from zone to man. Those types of things are going to be needed at the next level. When you're a football guy and when you work hard, I feel like you can figure it out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you develop that.
and you have the speed to make up for maybe having a step left or right. So, it was fun to watch him shock the world with his speed. Looking like Sonic the Hedgehog out there. A lot of guys were running a lot of great times. I mean, I think I saw the averages being the best averages per group along that type of line. In the last 10 years or something like that. So, um, I mean, that's a great look for Oregon. It's a great look for the development. It's a great look for recruiting. It's always nice to have Oregon being talked about without even trying.
They find a way to usually get themselves into these conversations. We've
Yeah.
found. What was cool with Dillon is like we've seen his tape, we've watched him play. Like that just watching him, he's a good football player. I think he impressed so many people because to see his raw athleticism and to see him he's good, but when you see those numbers next to it, it's like,
Yeah,
God damn,
pops.
like this guy is really just like he has so much athleticism that you didn't know was there. It
Yeah.
feels like, going into the combine, he had like a fringe first round grade. Some people thought he'd be a first rounder, some people thought early second. It feels like leaving it's like, yeah, he's a first round guy.
He's a first round guy. He can catch people. He can run down Julio Jones if Julio Jones is still playing. He can run down AJ Brown. He can run down
Malik Benson.
Malik Benson.
Yeah.
Wow, how
Yeah.
about that guy?
Also another guy.
We knew he was a fast guy
Knew would be
when he
fast.
when he broke that W over a Husky's face, over his knee. But you know, it just goes to show you the athleticism nowadays, man. If you're
Different.
running, it's different. If you're running 4.48 like I did, 4.46 or whatever it was, that's cool. But can you run a 4.37?
Yeah. A 4.35 like Dillon. Like
Electronic
damn.
time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What I loved about him too is because a couple years ago when we did this, we talked about Troy Franklin with the
Hmm.
gauntlet drill. And we're like, that's one thing where he needed to improve more. He got off route and he struggled there.
Hmm.
Watching Dillon's gauntlet drill, it was like
Oh,
he kind of got off route a little bit, but he made incredible catches
yeah.
and like got himself back on real quick. And I just after talking about that with you and kind of knowing the importance of it a little bit more and then applying that to watching him, I was like, damn, that was
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah. Going that fast, controlled.
Just his
It's
catch
important. It's all
radius,
about
yeah.
it's catch radius and body control. Like,
Hmm.
what can a guy do in space, right?
Yeah.
Um, because it's interesting, right? Like a wide open hole, a wide open, you know, like area of grass that you have to contain. Can your body handle it?
Hmm.
Sometimes it's too much space and you get lost and you just kind of freeze up and tense up. So those drills are really good to watch, and it's very hard to do. A lot of
Sure.
people sitting on
Yeah.
their couch watching these guys running full speed, catching these balls coming at them left and right, and then having to and then have and then having to have the control to not run out of bounds like an idiot.
Hmm.
um, you
Sprint
know,
up field, yeah.
sprints up field and score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see these guys perform. Absolutely. Kenyon Sadiq, what'd you think about him? Were you
I was gonna
surprised?
say let's move on to Sadiq. We were texting when he came up. I told you I was like, all right, I think he's got a 4.48 in him because the guys
Yeah,
before him, I think the fastest was
4.5.
4.52 around there
Yeah,
that I saw.
he smoked those guys like
He
ribs.
came up, runs a 4.4 his first time, and then comes back with a 4.39 his second time. The fastest tight end in combine history.
Yeah,
I think it tied what Vernon Davis for going back, but I forget which year that was.
yeah. When
But
he was a 4.4, it tied, and
yeah,
then they
and
came
so
back
then
and
a
said
4.39,
3.9.
the official. God, and then a 43 and a half inch vertical, 11
Yeah,
foot 1 inch broad jump. I mean, he was already going to be a first rounder. He might be a top 10, top
yeah,
12 pick now. Like he's in
yeah.
that range.
I can see him being 7 or 8. I think
I could,
if
yeah,
you're a fool if your team can utilize
mhm,
an offensive weapon, but you're not desperate, right? But you can utilize one,
yeah.
right?
Who can't?
You're an idiot if you pass on him. You're an idiot.
Well, and with
I see a
the
lot of mock draft of him coming to Carolina. Obviously,
man, you'd be happy.
these. I would be really happy, but
You'd
obviously
be stoked.
these are mock drafts, man. Look,
Yeah,
free
yeah,
agency hasn't even happened yet, so all
of
these
course.
mock drafts are just for people just having fun. Like nobody
Hmm.
knows what they're talking about right now. But I will say, if he ends up being there at, for the Carolina Panthers, best believe we ain't passing up on that talent.
You better not. Yeah,
I'm
you'll
calling
have some
Dan
words with
Morgan.
the
I'm
management if
calling
they
Dan
do.
Morgan and say, hey, brother, 19th, my man's
Yeah,
still out there.
I don't think he's gonna get that far, but
Nah.
we'll see. But with the prevalence of two tight end sets in the NFL now, I mean, we saw the Seahawks do
Hmm.
it this past year. We've seen the Eagles do it a ton. Like it causes the defense to play so much more base and kind of gets
Hmm.
more mismatches in there. So I think that you will see like Sadiq is entering the NFL at the right
The
time
right
where
time, yeah.
teams want a tight end like that. They want a physical, athletic freak who can create mismatches on linebackers and safeties. And I think it's fun to see someone coming into the league at the right time. I think that he's going to benefit from that.
Yeah, I mean, and the cool thing is, if you're watching tape, it's very easy to plug and play,
Mhm.
right? The Oregon Ducks ran quite a bit of 12 and 13 last year,
Mhm.
especially due to some injuries. So it's an easy, what's the word? Copy and paste
Mhm. Yeah.
for a lot of teams if they're watching film.
I thought it was funny to see, you just look at fan reactions on social media. In Oregon circles, there was obviously a lot of like, man, how can we forgive Will Stein for not getting him the ball more when he puts up these numbers and shows what a freak he is? Like, we didn't already know. I did see one person that I actually really respect say, man, if you only knew that the reason his touches were down was that Oregon had 20 other mouths to feed. Like, that's why he didn't get the ball 10 times a game. It's like, yes, there's someone who understands a little bit about what they're saying. You
Yeah.
have so many guys to get the ball that are incredibly good. You can't just force feed one guy, or else you're going to lose some of those other guys to the transfer portal. So, whoever that
Mhm.
was, I forget his name. Shout out to him, because that was the proper take on the issue.
Yeah.
Who
Whatever proper political take you want to go with that. You give your ball to the dog. Period.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
want to win,
Well, they
put
got a lot
Bowie
of
in.
them. Other guys to impress, Malik, we talked about a little bit. I think
Yeah.
Pregnon did well. Whittington, I think he had the second most bench press reps for anyone. Were there any guys that really stood out to you? It's not like, I mean, a lot of guys just didn't do stuff. I feel like that's an overarching theme of the weekend. There's been a trend where guys are kind of stiffing the combine and choosing to wait for their pro day. Why do you think
Hmm.
that is? Do you think that's a problem or anything? What do you think about
No,
that?
I don't think it's a problem. I think especially for the guys. I mean, you look at Bryce, right?
Mhm.
Betcher, he didn't run. And look, they had a long season. Okay, these
Mhm.
guys just got done playing how many
A
games?
month ago.
15?
Yeah.
15 games. And
Yeah.
not just that, they had these weird breaks in between. So like you got to give yourself a break, man. You got to give your body time to heal up, so that way you can go out there and be confident in what you're putting on display for these scouts. So I'm not all the way mad at the guys that played a lot of football.
Mhm.
Now, if you're a guy that was done in December, or you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
and you're just kind of being high and mighty. Um, eh, it's whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
you're gonna go top 10, sure, go ahead and do it.
Mhm.
But I love the idea of guys like the Styles brothers. They know what their
They're
value is
great.
in this draft.
Mhm.
They still went out there and competed, because at the end of the
Mhm.
day, this is your only chance to be a part of the NFL Combine. This is
Mhm.
your only chance to be able to go out there like the Tom Brady's, like the Deion Sanders, like the guys that were before you, to be able to go out there and do something that you dreamed about all your life, and to be able to hopefully you have your name categorized in this combine historical measurement, right?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, if you were healthy enough to go out there and perform, do it. If you're not healthy enough, then don't do it. I was a guy that didn't participate in all the drills either, because I was hurt, but I
Mhm.
did run that 40 though, thanks to Doug Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and so these guys know their bodies, and there's no need to question, the guys that might felt like they weren't properly conditioned or properly prepared for, that stage. I mean, and obviously too, there's a lot of pressure. I mean, these things are televised. You're if you do something stupid, you run a slow time, you're going to be publicized throughout all of social media. And so if that's
Mhm.
something that you don't want to live with all the way until the draft, I get it.
Yeah. Well, and someone like Sadiq too. Like, I honestly, I didn't think that he was going to run. I didn't know what he was going to do. He could have easily not participated and
Yeah.
gone and made a show at Oregon's pro day and still been a
But what does
first
it
round
say
pick.
about him? What does it say about
Exactly.
him?
He
It
went
says
out there
that,
and set a record.
yeah, he went out there and set a record because he wanted to compete
Mhm.
against the guys that are around him, let the scouts know how much how much of a gap there is between him and
Mhm.
the next guy. So
Yeah.
if he's a first round guy, that means the rest of these tight ends are not first round
Not
guys.
first rounders. Yep. Completely agree. All right. You got anything else in the combine before we move forward?
um, I don't know, man. Like I think the running back position, man, it's shockingly, again, it's not as strong as it has been. The last 2 years it
Love,
hasn't
yeah.
been it hasn't been strong. But Jeremiah Love looked really good.
Mhm.
I like the running back from Arkansas.
Mhm.
Has a little bit of Darren McFadden to him, a little bit taller running back. These running backs are taller. The ones
Mhm.
that stand out more. I think obviously the Indiana running back, he's going to be a spark plug. He's a hard runner. He's going to land somewhere and have I think a very successful career given the right situation. But yeah, I mean I'll get to all this stuff later.
Yeah.
But The combine was cool to watch, all the athleticism and all the talent, and just how far the resources these kids take it.
Hmm.
You have all these different types of coaches for speed training, for agility, for strength, for all of it, nutrition. So much information out there to be faster, to be better, to be a better athlete, and I think we're now starting to see the next generation pull away with it.
Yeah, completely agree. All right, before we move forward, I want to tell you guys a bit about Backer, one of our favorite sponsors on this podcast, an outerwear company founded by an Oregon alum that Jay Stu and I have the pleasure of working with recently. Before we started hitting record, Jay Stu was telling me that he's planning to make a trip out west for hopefully for the spring game and get out here. So
Hmm.
we'll have to rock
Yeah,
our backer gear back out on the course again. I'll try and beat him again on the course, but I don't think
yeah.
I've touched a club since we played, so I don't know how what my odds are like.
Bro, look, I shot an 83 on Saturday.
Ooh, attaboy.
There was a par three, 344 yards, dog leg right,
Uh-huh.
and I cut the corner and landed on the green.
Wow.
Drive,
That's
and I
awesome.
birdied it. I birdied it.
There you go. That's
Par
great. I
four.
love
Yeah,
it.
man. So
I
your
love it.
boy's heating up just in time.
Okay.
So
All
by
right.
by
I'll get out to the
springtime, boy, I'm
range.
gonna, I'm gonna be in them 70s. This is gonna
Okay.
be a wrap for you.
All right. Yeah. I don't like my chances if you're shooting 70s. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Either way, we'll be looking good with whatever scores we shoot. Because we'll be wearing backer gear.
You're
Go to
wearing backer.
backer.com. That's bckr.com. Use a promo code Believe10 at checkout for free expedited shipping and 10% off your purchase. Again, bckr.com. BLEAV10 for free shipping and 10% off your order. We are, as spring football ramps up, we are going to be doing a giveaway of the black jacket again
Mm.
soon. So, I shouldn't say again for the black one. Another giveaway though. So I will get details out probably in the next week or so on social media and on the podcast. So look out for that. All it is you're just going to put your email in. Just kind of submit your name for a giveaway for this incredible black backer jacket, which I love. Jace, dude, did you get yours in the mail?
I did. It's in my
Okay,
truck. I
that's
wore
great.
it. I wore it
It's,
on the day that I shot an 83.
there you go. See, you want to shoot little nice low scores on the course. You got to get your backer gear. So check
Hmm.
out Backer. It's the best stuff. We really appreciate them. All right, now for the meat of the episode, our annual recruiting superlatives game. If you don't remember, it's going through the incoming class of freshmen and determining who is most likely to do certain things. Like who's going to start right away, who is going to develop into a first round pick, be a diamond in the rough, etc. So our categories to fill are most likely to start on offense, most likely to start on defense, both in 2026, most likely to be a first round pick in 2030. That seems crazy reading 2030, but who's a diamond in the rough on offense, who's a diamond in the rough on defense, the fan favorite, and the guy you are most excited to watch. You want to start us off? Who is the most likely for you to start on offense next year?
I mean, you got to go with the big lineman,
Oh, you think
Emmanuel.
so?
Yeah,
Ihanacho.
Ihanacho,
Yep.
Ihanacho. Yeah, I can
Ihanacho.
say that. Ihanacho,
You can
brother.
say that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I can say that. You are going to be a starter next year.
You think
Work
so?
hard.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to be, brother. You're 6'6.5", 345 pounds, which really means you're probably 360. And all you got to do
I
is get
think
in
he's
that
bigger
weight
than that.
room and get chiseled up. You're going to be just fine, man. Don't get too big, right? So that way you can bend and you can do all the things necessary. But I just think
Yeah.
he's a guy that strikes me as someone that could be a starter.
Hmm.
So out the gate, his size, I mean, he's built like a man.
Okay. I like it. I'm going. I mean, it's funny. There's so many 5 stars in this class. I'm actually going away from the 5 stars in this one, and I'm gonna
Oh,
go with your boy Kenyon and say my guess is or my prediction is Tredarian Ball, the running back. I
okay.
was talking to KB down at the Peach Ball about this kid. I saw him at Saturday Night Live a couple years ago in Eugene. He is incredible, like electric, just an amazing. He was playing receiver in 7-on-7 and just like the best
Routing
receiver out
guys
there.
up.
And yeah, Kenyon told me he's like, this guy is going to be Jordan Davison. This guy's going to be Dier Hill. Like he's going to play next year a ton. Will he start? I don't know. I think he might if he gets good enough. Like he can get in the mix there. So I'm going with Tre'Davious. I'm
So
so
you're
excited to see
saying
this kid.
so this is the most likely to start on offense,
I'm just who do
not
I
just
think will
play,
eventually?
not
Yeah,
eventually. I'm
yeah.
talking starter. Like this guy's better than everybody on the roster on the depth chart type of guy. You're saying that he's better than Jordan Davison?
It's far fetched, but maybe.
Hmm. I can't wait to
I
see
don't know. I
that.
mean, who am I to say? But I think this kid is going to be. I think he's going to be this year what Jordan and Dier were last year. It's a
Oh.
tough spot to be in because you've got those two who are established now as the starters.
Hmm.
No man, I think he's really good.
Okay,
I
so
think
now
he's
we're
going to be
going.
really good.
Well, all I know is we had 7 running backs last year that
That's
needed the
true.
rock, so it's
That's
always
very
good to
true.
have 3 really
Yeah.
good ones because you never know
And
what's
then
gonna happen.
and then how many did we have in the last game of the season when we
2.
needed
We
some?
had we
2.
had 3. We had 2 starters throughout the year, and then
Yeah.
we had, we had our guy come in there at the end and actually, um, showcase himself.
Jay Harris
Um,
played
Jay
well.
Harris. Yeah.
All right, most likely to start on defense in 2026 for you.
Alright, so now this one here, I mean, we got a lot of good players, man.
Got a lot of really good players.
I mean, we can talk, Jet Washington, it's in his blood. Kobe Bryant,
Mhm.
he's part of that family.
Yep.
And
Kobe's
nephew,
nephew.
nephew,
Mhm.
nephew blood. So I mean, we can eat that. To me, I'm thinking to myself, he's 6'5", he's
Mhm.
physical, he ain't scared to hit nobody. Um, Now, is he quick enough? Is he good with his feet? Right? Tall players sometimes can, trip over themselves,
Mhm.
especially in tight spaces. Um, but I love a guy like that to just be back there anyway. I don't care if you're a freshman. I don't care if you are
That body
not that
type, yeah.
great, but that length. I mean, good
Something you
grief.
can't teach.
You
Yeah.
can't teach that. You gotta. If you're a quarterback, you're thinking to yourself, scratching your head like, so you
You
want me
got
to take this deep
yeah,
shot?
yeah.
Like, why?
You got a
Because this,
6'5" guy back out there. That's yeah,
yeah.
tough to do.
And then just being able to cover ground, right? I think,
Mhm.
that's a defensive coordinator's best friend. A
Yeah.
safety back there that can actually do the job, which is be the safety valve for the defense.
Mhm.
And it's almost like now you look at the pass rush, right?
Mhm.
These guys are going to get to the quarterback if you have a guy back there that's presenting a threat. So
Yeah.
I'm with Jet Washington.
I respect the pick. That's the really tough thing about doing like picking the defensive starter is like Oregon's, best players in this class are at positions where, there's returning starters and they're really deep.
Yeah,
Like
they're really deep.
Tank Jones, the 5-star edge rusher, would have to beat Mateo and
And
Tatum to get a
Tatum,
starting spot.
yeah, yeah,
All
that's
due
crazy.
respect, that's not happening.
Yeah,
Like there's some really good defensive linemen. Like they'd have to beat out Amari Washington and Bear Alexander to start. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. So
yeah,
even Jet, like I consider Jet. I'm getting again going off the 5-star board, going to 4-star Devon Benjamin, cornerback, who I think can slot in at the nickel spot. I think he can kind of be like a Brandon Finney from last year, where he's not the most highly rated recruit, comes in and just impresses in spring and summer, and in fall camp it's like, oh man, who is this kid? Didn't know he was
mm,
there. So
mm-hmm.
I know it's another longer shot, but they don't have. I mean, the nickel spot is not as deep for Oregon. Like there is a world where he could move up the depth chart quickly there. So I don't know. We'll see. Most likely to be a first round pick in 2030.
Now, you just talked about him, Tank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Tank is the guy. Yeah.
I think he's, just watching his film, kind of has a little bit of that Bailey to him, huh? A little
Hmm.
spring to him, a little spring action,
How about Bailey?
explosiveness. Oh man, that guy. Oh man. Listen,
Going back to the combine.
If Anthony Jones can be like 3/4 of that guy,
Yeah,
we got a great thing coming.
he's an NFL star.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going him out the gate.
Yeah, I think that's good. He was definitely on my list. I'm going to go with wide receiver Jalen Lott.
Okay.
5-star kid, one of the best wide receivers in the class. Just really twitchy, really quick track athlete. He can be someone who I think is kind of like he kind of reminds you of like the Evan Stewart build, just like freak athlete, really twitchy.
Hmm.
I think someone who, after 3 years of development in Eugene, I think could be a first round pick.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel old saying 2030 for these kids that are coming in. It's
Speaking
insane.
of development,
Yeah.
Kenyon Sadiq, I saw this chart of him when he was when he was a freshman to where he is now. My
I
man
saw that. Yeah.
he like gained 20 something pounds. He
Uh huh.
dropped 2/10 of a second off his 40 time.
Hmm.
Like he really went to Oregon and Oregon really created a monster. Think
Yeah.
about that. The
They built
development,
him. Yeah.
like we ain't talking about Oregon good enough right now. Like
Yeah.
these guys are great talent. They got a great ceiling. Um, but it takes development. It takes the right staff to get that thing right.
And that chart that you're going, like, I loved on social media, like all of the, oh, he ran faster than this guy, or he jumped faster than this guy. Like, I thought, saw one of them as he reached the same top speed that Jameer Gibbs did this past
Oh,
year, but he did it at like
Jesus.
40 pounds heavier.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
this is
God.
insane. Jameer Gibbs
That's
is like that
insane.
too. That means we
Yes.
can do tight end jet sweeps.
Well, I think they tried sometimes.
Well, no,
They
you
tried
can
a lot
do
of
it.
bubble screens with them.
You'll be able to do it at the next level. I can tell you
Yeah.
that. That puts defenses in a bind.
Hmm.
Truly in a bind.
Yeah. All right, your diamond in the rough on offense, a low-rated player who you think turns into a star. Who is that on offense for you? I wouldn't say
On
low-rated. I would just say
offense.
non 5-star. You know,
Um, non 5-star. Well, I was gonna go
Tradarian. Yeah.
Tradarian Ball.
Hmm.
Um, if it's a guy that obviously he's gonna be in a room with a lot of talent, so an opportunity to develop quickly,
Hmm.
to compete early. And that's a guy that I think is just set up for the nature as long as he stays
Yeah.
healthy, right?
Yeah.
Um, the nature of it just sounds right.
Yeah. If I hadn't already picked him, yeah, I think he's the right guy for this. I am going to go with offensive tackle Tommy Tofi, who is another just massive guy. I think he's what's he listed at? Six
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 six,
three
330
330.
pounds.
Yeah,
Ooh wee,
big boy. And
big
I've
boy.
heard there's been some rumblings out of winter workouts so far. They're like, this guy is this guy's something else. So
Yeah,
I think
he's
he
like
can
that,
turn
huh?
into like a first or second round tackle.
Okay.
After all is said and done, I think he's gonna be really good. What
Yeah.
about the defensive side of the ball? Diamond in the rough on defense.
Defensive side of the ball. Let me see here. I actually like the Xavier
Mm-hmm.
kid. I don't know how to say his
Larissier, I think.
Larissier. Yeah.
Larissi.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Xavier, if you're listening. Larissi. That's what I would say.
um, but just seeing film, right? Like
Hmm.
I mean, if it wasn't for how good our secondary was already, and the
Hmm.
6'5" freak that came in with him,
Hmm.
um, yeah, this is a guy that I say to myself, oh, he has an opportunity here to probably find himself on the field
Hmm.
next year. But given the fact that you know, he's 5'10", 185, I even think that he's a guy that can probably transition to playing defensive back, corner,
Hmm. Yeah.
to
Or in
find
that
himself
star,
on the
that
field.
that nickel spot.
That
Yeah,
nickel spot, yeah.
he's a good
But
run defender.
I feel like this is a guy that these are the guys that you end up needing to have on your
Hmm.
roster. The glue guys, right? And then
Hmm.
those glue guys turn into something pretty special, because he has the reps, he has the opportunities, to be able to be a guy that can move around, right?
Hmm.
Move around in spots.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I
Hmm.
would go with 4-star linebacker Braylon Hodge.
Hmm.
I trust Oregon and Dan Lanning's like development and identifying nature at the linebacker spot. This guy
Hmm.
is 6'3", 212 as a true freshman. Like, I believe they can easily get him up to 6'3",
Yeah.
230, 240. He's a 4-star linebacker. I know that he had some solid offers. He comes from Cherry Creek, Colorado. I just think he's going to be a very well built kid, and I like the development at that position. Like, look what Jerry Mixon was a few years ago. He was a 3-star that no one knew of, and turned into now one of the best, like a very very solid linebacker. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I like what they can do with this kid.
Yeah.
All right, fan favorite. Who do you think is just going to be like the guy for fans?
The guy for fans is going to be Jet Washington.
I think so too. I think that's the easy answer. They're going to glom onto the Kobe stats.
Yeah. It's the blood, man.
It is,
Let's
yeah.
see it. I want to see that blood, man. Get
That's
him on
true.
the
Yeah.
field.
And just what a name too.
Yeah,
God, Jet
Jet.
Washington. It's great.
They knew that they knew he was going to be fast.
Oh, they had
They
to.
was
And
they was
just
like, look, let's put two T's on there and let them know it's for real.
who are you most excited to watch?
Um, I am actually most excited to watch. I mean, we talked about him, Tradarian. So,
Yeah.
um, I would love to see, the running backs come back to form like they were last year, where we had so much talent in the room that we didn't know what to do with it.
Hmm.
Um, and then, actually get him some burn early.
Hmm.
Um, I'm excited to see him because I think our offense and Dante Moore I think we should do a lot more getting the running backs involved in the pass game, like check downs and those types of
Hmm.
things. Third down, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a crunch, like,
Hmm.
start playing NFL ball. Throw that check
Hmm.
down,
Yeah.
and I
I
think
think he
that's a
could
way
do
that
that well.
yeah, I think that's a way you can get him involved early. Obviously it's, packages and stuff like that you would want to put him in there. Imagine putting him Dier Hill in at the same time, right? You have that type of spark plug
Yeah.
type of offense going, second quarter, slap some teams in the face and shut the door early. Uh,
Just hope that there's no blitzers to pick up because I don't know that either of them are doing that.
that's why I said package. That's why I said get him some
Yeah.
packages.
Yeah.
Packages so that way it's pony 21 pony, right? Get two running
Uh-huh.
backs in there. Um, and they did a lot of that last year,
Hmm.
with Dier and Jordan Davison.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting how they get that room conducted to where we can
Yeah.
maximize that potential.
I think the guy I'm most excited to see, we have not mentioned him yet, and he's one of the 5 stars in the class, is tight end Kendra Harrison. Six
Hmm.
foot seven, 245 pounds. Like, Oregon hasn't really had a weapon like this or a
Yeah.
body type like this anytime recently. So I want to see what he can do. Like, he's
Yeah.
a legitimate basketball player too. Like, has scholarships for basketball too. Choosing to play football, I think he might try and play both. But regardless, like, I want to see what he can do in some of those jump ball scenarios. Like, can he legitimately box out a defender, and
Yeah.
what type of play to see on offense?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to. I mean, there's a spot open.
Yeah, there's a spot open. Yeah, a big one. Yeah.
Got some big
Definitely. All
shoes to
right.
fill.
I have one more final segment for us. It's a brand new one that I have not even told you about. But first, this podcast, of course, is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Across the college sporting world, everyone knows what time it is. This is March. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean much for the Oregon Ducks right now, with Dana Altman's team likely to miss out on the tournament. Luckily, Kelly Graves and the women's team is, expected to get in. But no matter if your team is in the big dance or not, you can still bet on all of the action live on FanDuel. We got fun contests, prop bets, future bets, and more. All you have to do is go to FanDuel Sportsbook and get in on the action. Have you started to shift your focus to basketball yet? You said you watched a little bit.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit. I'm understanding that Duke is back to Duke things.
Always.
Always. Houston looks good. Arizona looks good.
Yeah.
Um, if I had to pick a
Kansas
team,
decent.
if I had to pick a team for the value sake, I'm picking Arizona.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Well, yeah. If you want to get those odds, go to FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm sure they've got them all up for you. All right, our final segment of the day. Like I said earlier, this is a new one that I haven't even given you a heads up about, but something I want to do every episode to close things out going forward. It's called Cleats Off. It's where we step away from football for a few moments and just catch up on life. Random
Okay.
stories, questions,
Yeah.
problems, things you're into lately. No playbook, no game plan, just kind of whatever's going on. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I love that.
I love it. Yeah, kind of a more personal aspect to the podcast. I had a
Yes.
couple of fans reach out over the past month, say that they love when we get into the off the field stuff too, make it feel like they're hanging out with us. So I feel like this
Yeah,
is
I
a
mean,
good
we're
way
in
to
the,
do that.
we can call this the living room. What? We back in the
Yeah,
living
living
room.
room. All right, cleats off
Yeah.
in the living room.
Yeah. Hey, take your cleats off at the front door and get in the living
That's
room.
it. That's it. All right, let's have you kick us off. Undo the laces, take the cleats off. What's up, man? How's life
What's
been
up?
treating you?
Life is good, dude. I've been golfing a lot. There was
Man, I'm so
there
jealous.
there was about a good. So wait, was it last week? No, it was a week before. No, it was last week.
Hmm.
No, it was the week before. It was the week. Man, I don't know. No, it was the week before I went to California. So rewind. I went to California with my family. Me and my
Hmm.
wife went to a couples retreat that the NFL, not the NFL, but players of the NFL come together.
Hmm.
Um, and we do this thing called Pro Athletes Outreach.
Hmm.
And it's just an opportunity for um, veteran NFL players,
Yeah.
professional players, and current guys to come together and hang out and be with our wives and do like marriage boost
Oh, nice.
efforts and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it's dope, man. It's a good time. It's always good to see familiar faces, catch up with guys. You know, especially being removed from football. It's awesome to be able to like have an hour to talk with your fellow uh compadres about
Hmm.
how life's going, right? And what's
Kind of
bothering
like
them.
this.
Yeah, you know, it's exactly because life be lifing, man. And
Always.
we lost a brother, Rondell passed away
Hmm.
right leading into that event. And talk about mental health and all those types of things. It was it's a necessary thing for guys to come together and just talk
Hmm.
about how hard things are, from going from playing to not playing, being healthy to injured, and having to work your way back, and feeling
Hmm.
how alone it can be, how
Hmm.
lonely it can be, on that side of things. And so it's always good to be around people and not feel like you're all by yourself in certain
Yeah.
situations and whatnot. So that's what that was in California. I golfed. We took our kids to Disneyland. We brought our kids with us because my wife's parents live in Laguna Beach, and that's
Hmm.
where this event was. Um, I golfed at this place called Oaks Quarry. Oh, it was beautiful.
Beautiful.
It had the white mountains in the background.
That's nice.
Had these big old rock quarries like within the canyon type feel. It was awesome, man. But leading up to that,
Uh huh.
I golfed on a Monday, a Tuesday, a
Oh,
Wednesday, a Thursday, and a Friday.
man. All right,
5
we may need
days.
to end this segment. Now you're just making me jealous. This segment might have been a bad idea if you're just going to tell me how much you're
Man,
golfing.
man, I'm golfing. I'm golfing. But life is
That's
good, man.
awesome.
Super Bowl was awesome. It was good to see the
Uh-huh.
hometown Seattle win the Super Bowl. Um, yeah, man. Kenneth Walker did his thing. It was a boring Super
Dude,
Bowl to watch, but it was
it was
cool.
boring. Yeah. That's good, man. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. Well, how about you, man? What's been going on with you?
Things have been busy. My wife and I closed on a house last week. So we bought a
Oh,
second house. Yeah, it's been very
nice.
busy.
Is this a investment property?
So we are moving into this one. I mean, the house that we're in right now, which my wife and I bought in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
it's just too small with two kids. It's like
Okay.
1,200 square feet, and so we're moving to a new house that's like double the size, not far away, like 5 minutes away. Keeping this house as a rental property, so it will
Nice.
be an
Nice.
investment property, which we're stoked about. That's like always been
Yeah.
our plan and our dreams. Like we just want property to
Good
invest
for
in
you.
and have. So by some way we got it to happen. Shout out to my parents and family that helped us along the way. So yeah, I mean you know real estate, you know how how kind
Yeah,
of
dude.
stressful all of this stuff is. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
closed on it
Financing and
on
all that. That's
Friday. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, closed on Friday, got the keys in hand. So,
You
the
got a good
past
rate?
several days been moving. Say again.
Did you guys get a good rate?
I don't think there's such thing as a good rate anymore compared to when we bought this house at like
Yeah. Well,
2.7%.
that's
And so
that's
this
the
new
cool
one
that's
is
the
not.
cool thing though, because you're still so you still have ownership
Yeah.
in that interest rate, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
You keeping that, so basically you're middle ground.
Yeah. And I mean
So
the new one's not bad. It's like 6%, 6.1%, but
yeah, and it's not 2%, dog.
compared to 2.7, it's like, oh, that hurts.
That's
But
400
it's
basis points.
it's all good. So we're yeah, we've been moving over the weekend, and yeah, we'll be out of this one in a couple of weeks and into the new place and got space, and so I'll have a new podcast studio, a new background behind me, and
Ooh,
I'm
you're
excited. It's
excited
gonna be a
about
lot of
that, huh?
fun. Oh,
Yeah.
it just yeah. I mean, I'm literally in my son's room right now. His crib is right in front of me. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to have my own space again because I've been pushed out of my office over the past year.
So what are you gonna do with your new space? Are you gonna do anything cool? Are you gonna do anything different? You gonna put a couch in there? What are you gonna do? Is it
I
what
don't know,
you
man.
got? You gonna get a new carpet? Like what?
No, it's actually like fully carpeted. It's a weird layout. It's kind of like an L-shaped office. So I don't know how I'm gonna set it up yet. I know that I'm going standing desk because I like standing and working more than sitting and working, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'm gonna set up the podcast background yet. But I'm excited to play with it because I finally have my own room to do what I want with it again.
Yeah, do what you want, man. Well, that's exciting. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a big life moment.
it's big.
What
Yeah.
what are some lessons that you can teach us about moving
Oh my God.
and letting things go? Because I know you guys have gotten rid of some stuff.
That's the one thing I feel very proud because like we've known for probably like even before we settled on this house and like made an offer, we knew that we were moving soon. So I have been like in work mode for the past 2 months, like
Mm-hmm.
going through each room of this house and just clearing out junk, making trips
Yeah,
to the dump and to donations and just getting rid of so much stuff. So just downsizing has been the biggest thing I've learned that like you don't need all this crap. Like you think you need
yeah,
it, just get rid of it if you don't need it. So
yeah,
um, that's one thing. And just kind of taking it slow. Like I'm glad I started early and I kind of haven't overwhelmed myself with this process. I'm very thankful this is happening in the off season. Like it's been
yeah.
very nice to not have to deal with Oregon football and work like, 40, 50 hours a week while doing this. So it's
Yeah,
been a
moving's
relatively
stressful.
enjoyable
Like,
experience. Yeah.
yeah, it's stressful if you allow it, and mainly if you wait to the last minute, which it doesn't sound like you did. What
No,
was
we
the
got ahead of it.
what was the hardest thing that you had to let go?
Oh man.
I know there's something. Just go to the
There I
thing.
was
Go to the thing that you're like, ah, man, do I need it? Do I need
trying
to
to
stay?
think, man. I haven't found it yet, but we're not fully moved yet. So let me put a pin in that because I'm sure there's going
Okay.
to be more that we have to get rid of. But what's nice is that this new house is legitimately 5 minutes away from this old house.
Hmm.
So like the moving, it's not like we're moving states. It's not like we got to box everything up. Like I just make
Yeah.
several
Just put
trips
it
to
in
the
your
new
car.
house and do it.
Yeah, put it in your
Exactly. Like
car. Yeah.
yeah. So it's been very very nice transition so far. But I'm sure the next couple of weeks are going to be busy and a little bit stressful too.
Yeah. We've moved, I think, one, two, three, four,
Jeez.
5, 6, 7 times.
All with your
7
kids or without?
times with our kids
Oh man.
since I've retired.
Oh, what's that? 8 years? How
Yeah.
long ago did you retire?
No, 2018.
6 years, 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
8 years. Yeah, 8
eight
years, 7
years.
years. But so yeah, I understand your pain. But I
That's
also
tough, man.
but I understand also too the opportunity. So congrats to you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You're good at
Hmm.
moving now.
Yeah, pro. I'm a pro mover.
That's one of the things. Like, this is the house that our kids were, born in, that they like grew up in. So like, there's gonna be some sentimental part of it that's like, oh
Yeah.
man, I'm bummed to leave this house, but like we're keeping the house. We'll have it as a rental.
Hmm.
Hopefully it'll be, one of our kids' house one day, like that they live in and through college. Like that's the dream.
That's
So
what I was gonna say. Yeah,
yeah,
rent it out all the way until they get to go to college, and they just
absolutely. That'd be great.
hopefully, the little man plays some sports, and he gets a free
Yep.
ride, and he just gets to
Yeah.
hang out at the house.
Well, my daughter will too. I mean,
you gonna make
my
him play
wife's
with?
the athlete in the
You
family.
gonna,
She was the college athlete.
oh yeah.
She
You gonna
played
make him pay
basketball.
rent?
We'll see. We'll see how they act in the next 18 years.
Yeah, you better act right.
That's yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, let's wrap it up there. You got anything else to add before we get out of here?
Um, nope, man. Just this is 2026 is, for the people that are listening, man, like there's a lot going on in this world. A lot of uncertainty. Um, and we are privileged. We are, in a lot of ways, me and you especially, but for people that are
Mhm,
listening and you're going through something hard, um, find ways to rejoice anyway.
mhm,
It takes way much strength, way more strength to actually be glad and choose joy um, through persecution.
mhm,
And so, um, it's just one of the things that has been heavy on my heart, and just kind of how I've been going about my days. When you're turning on the TV, listening to the news, everything's just going bad. Like,
scary stuff out there.
and you're scared to say something. You're scared to voice an opinion. You're scared to jump in a conversation because of how you might be portrayed or whatever it is. Um, you know, just just live your life, man, in a way that inspires others to think to themselves, "Oh, wow, like they're happy, or
Mhm,
they have some joy. I ought to have the same thing. I want that,
mhm.
right?" So
Yeah.
spread the positivity, spread the love. If you're a believer in Jesus, go to church.
Mhm.
And if you're not, still go to church.
Look at us ending this spot. I think that yeah, we're ending on a high note. That's good. This is
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, this
what
is
did I call
good.
it? Yeah, cleats off. It's getting us on
Cleats off.
a nice
Cleats off. Get
introspective
in the
look.
house. Go in the living room.
Go in the living room. All right. Let's wrap it up there. We'll be back on sometime, probably next week, as we ramp up towards spring football and start to, get this thing going again. Once we go get into spring football, go towards the spring game. So you can check out more of my work, duckswire.usatoday.com. Follow me at Zachary C. Neel on Twitter. Follow J Stu on Twitter at Jonathan Stu R1. For myself, Zach Neel, for my co host, John Stewart. We'll talk to you guys next week. Till then, take it easy.